Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, November 23rd, 2023. I'm DSP, and this is the special Thanksgiving edition of the Level 1 podcast. So I guess I should start by saying Happy Thanksgiving to everyone who lives in the United States. I hope that you are having a good day so far. I hope that you guys are enjoying, and perhaps you will partake in some delicious food, some safe, happy fun with family members or friends, whatever it may be. Now, if you're not doing any of that today, it's all right. I've had many years where I didn't have that, and that's okay. As long as you are in a good place, right? It's all good. Now, if you're not in the United States, just happy Thursday, because it ain't nothing for you. But here, this is the day once a year where we celebrate. We come together and we think about the things that we are most thankful for in our lives. And indeed, I will discuss that today on the show, as I got a lot to be thankful for, particularly this year, with a lot of stuff, that was going down and the like. So I'm happy to discuss all of that stuff with you guys today. I'll tell you a little bit about what we'll be doing today in regards to like food and stuff like that here. And we got a little bit of news to cover today, and a little bit of chill Q&A and all of that. Now, to be honest, today is kind of a day that didn't really have any direction. And what I mean by that is, today's a national holiday here in the United States, and I didn't really take it seriously. I was like, oh, this is like a main day of content or anything like that. I see this as like kind of a bonus stream. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. I'll be honest, I'm not expecting many attendees today, because half of my audience likely will be busy celebrating Thanksgiving themselves. So, without having a ton of major stuff going on, I didn't really have anything majorly planned. I said, today we'll do the podcast, and maybe we'll just hang out. Maybe we'll do a tier maker. Maybe we'll do this or that. And I wasn't really sure what to do, so I actually did a poll on DSPGaming over the course of Wednesday night into Tuesday night. After I got off my streams, I did it like late at night, around midnight-ish, into Wednesday night, a 24-hour poll. All right, so what I'd like to do is read the results of that poll, so you guys, straight hair here, so you guys know what's going on, because the way I see it, it's going to be a pretty casual stream. Like I said, it's not going to be anything ultra crazy serious or anything like that. So, going over to this poll, the options were as follows, okay? Where is it? Why don't I see it? It was on the community tab. Let's try this again. Did it delete it? Holy crap, it deleted it. I didn't know it did that. Well, now I know it does that. So it was a timed poll that ran from like midnight to, well, I guess you would say midnight Wednesday to midnight Thursday, or whatever, 12 to 12, right? And I timed it that way. I had no idea YouTube deletes the poll when it's done. I thought that it would still be there visible. It would just close the poll. No, it deleted it. Well, that was really useful. Anyway, I can tell you, I did check the poll before it expired last night. It was like an hour away from expiring, and I could tell you what the results were. Basically, the options were as follows. Number one, we just hang out with no real guidance or anything. We just chill today on this random stream. We talk. Whatever you guys want to do. We want to talk about food. You just want to talk about the holidays. You just want to do Q&A. You just want to shoot that shit, as they say. That was option number one. That got, I believe. Well, let me go through all the options. That was option number one. Option number two was to do a tier maker ranking foods. Okay, so actually ranking like different kinds of food for the holiday that people eat on Thanksgiving. So that would have been interesting. Number three was play Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, which is definitely an option, easy to do. And number four, play Street Fighter 6 multiplayer. Okay? So the poll results were, last place was basically Street Fighter 6 multiplayer. Alright? So I don't know if people are just tired of the game. I don't know if people just didn't want to attend a random stream of that today. What's funny is if this were back in the day, like, 10, 15 years ago, my old days of YouTube, people would have been going crazy and saying, yes, Street Fighter, play Street Fighter, we love it, right? It just shows how times have changed, okay? So that was definitely last. Coming up next was just chill with no real direction. I guess people wanted at least some direction, alright? So, the closest two were the food tier maker or Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. And the results were basically the food tier maker came in at a roughly around like 25 to 27% of the polling. And Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer came in at a whopping 35 to 37% of the polling. And when I say, why might I have that split? It's because I kept checking it over the course of the day, and that's kind of where the ranges were, okay? So, by the time that the poll had ended, absolutely, people had said, we want Modern Warfare. Now, here's the thing. You might wonder why. Why on earth would people want that? I think there's a couple of reasons. Number one is because out of all the stuff I've been doing recently, it's quite fun. It's fun for me. It's fun for you. There's times when I'm sucking and it's funny to see me rage. But then there's times when I'm doing really well and I go on a tear and I'm getting the score streaks and everything. And people are very entertained by that too. I'm constantly changing my weapons and loadouts. So it's not just me using the same stuff over and over. And because of that, it's entertaining too. If I was someone, I'm just going to use this one weapon or loadout and master it, it'd probably be boring. But because I am doing the variety, it's a lot better to watch, right? So, I kind of get it. Now, in addition to that, it was funny because as I was playing Modern Warfare 3 on Tuesday, everyone was like, okay, so when are you playing it again? And I was like, oh, let me see. Well, let's see. Well, I'm not playing it tomorrow because I'm off. And we're not playing it Thanksgiving. And we're not playing it Friday because that's the Adpocalypse. And we're not playing it Saturday because that's Super Mario RPG. Oh, and we're not playing it Sunday because that's the reaction. So I guess Monday. People were like, a week? You're going to make us wait a whole week to see you play this again? And we love it. We want more of it. So I think that's what it is it's good content. It's variety because I change my loadouts. It's entertaining whether I lose or win. You can tell that overall I'm enjoying it or I wouldn't keep playing it as much as I'm playing it, right? And it wasn't scheduled for like a week, right? So I think that's exactly what it is people wanted to see more Modern Warfare sooner rather than later, knowing that I wouldn't be able to play it again until Monday. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Now, this podcast, like I said, it's a special holiday edition. We're going to be talking mostly about Thanksgiving and stuff like that today and what I'm thankful for. I'm not going to be going through crazy schedule stuff. And all I'm going to talk a little bit is tomorrow's Adpocalypse. But outside of that, we're not going to have a giant segment about, oh, how are my playthroughs doing? And, oh, the schedule. We do that every day. This is a special day. It's a holiday. I'm happy to have people here on stream. Like I said, I'm not expecting much or anything. Today, you're not going to hear me harping on goals or anything like that. It's not a big deal. Today, it's the opposite day anyway. It's Thanksgiving. Today's the day to be thankful for what you've gotten. Not to ask for more, right? So that's how we're going to treat it. So, thank you all for being here. I'm literally not looking at attendance. I think what I want to do, I want to do the podcast. At the end of the podcast, I want to look and see how many people are here. I'm going to predict 300 will probably be here today. That's my guess. Because it's a holiday. I think most people will be busy. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't really look. Okay. Am I going to do shout-outs after the podcast? The way it works is I do the podcast, I talk my topics, and then the last segment is shout-outs, basically, right before if we do, like, Q&A. But keep in mind, we don't have a lot today. I'm going to do the Thanksgiving segment. I'm going to plug a little bit of the apocalypse. We have a couple quick news stories, and then we'll get to that. Okay? Cool. People are saying we've already exceeded 300 viewers, so I'm not even looking. Anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is Thanksgiving. And today is a day of food and fun, but also it's an important day to look back at what's going on in your life and say, you know, how am I doing? It's time to do a little bit of a personal assessment, right? What's going on in my life? Am I, you know, and today's really a day to be grateful for the things that you have. And the thing is that I think a lot of people don't really do that. What a lot of people do is they focus on the things they don't have. They focus on the things they want but never seem to reach, right? In life, it's like you always have a goal that you're reaching towards and you want to get, but you can't really get it. It's been like that a lot for me, especially these last many years since, you know, I've been married, and we're always thinking, man, we'd like to really get to a position where maybe we can fix some of the stuff in our house that's broken, because a lot of things have been breaking down, bathrooms, dishwashers, all kinds of stuff. Man, would it be great to eventually go on a honeymoon together? You know, it's that kind of stuff. And you think about that stuff, and you're like, man, it's kind of sad because we can't do that. It's like, wait. Whoa. Hold on a second here. Sad because you can't do that. What about all the stuff that we have, right? I'm in a great place right now in my personal life. I love my wife. She loves me. We're in a great relationship. I'm incredibly grateful for that, because it really is that personal life that I have behind the scenes of what you see on camera. It's that support that I get from her that keeps me going through all the days that we're through stress and nonsense here. It's awesome to have that level of love and support, okay? Jasper Kitty, my pet, but also he's kind of like my son. I know people make fun of me when I say that, but of course he's not a human, but he really is kind of like, you know, my kid. And he's been a tremendous positive influence on my life ever since we rescued him several years ago. I love having him around, and I'm glad that Kat convinced me to get a pet cat when she did, because I had never had a cat before, and now, you know, he's been in my life for several years, and it's been awesome, right? I live in a great house. You know, in general, I'm healthy, even though I'm literally coming out of the second worst cold/illness I've ever had in my life, and I still have lingering symptoms. I mean, right now, I still have a tiny tickle in my throat. I still got a little bit of drippage crap going on, so I might have to blow my nose today. I'm still, in general, happy and healthy. I am at a great body weight right now in my life. Like, my weight right now is close to the ideal. You know, I balance between just under 200 pounds and a little over 200 pounds, and I kind of fluctuate. My ideal body weight is 185. If I actually worked out regularly and did that, I probably would be at it. That's amazing, right? Like, that's a huge thing for my life. A lot of my life, I was very overweight, unhappy, not healthy. At this point in my life, I'm probably at one of the healthiest points of my life at 41. That's a pretty big accomplishment. Through my 20s and 30s being, a unhealthy person, traveling and drinking all the time, playing Street Fighter, and then being a YouTuber in those early days where I would literally every day drink myself into a stupor, you know? And now I'm not doing that awful crap anymore. People have been saying, you know, in the last year, here's the thing, too. I think one of the major reasons people say this is because the camera's better, but they're like, oh, you look so much better. It's like, yeah, but I mean, keep in mind, I got a better camera now. We got better lighting now. I'm dressing differently. A lot of it has to do with presentation, right? I don't particularly think I look that much better than I ever did, but I feel good. That's kind of the difference. Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm energetic, and I'm ready to go, and I'm happy and ready for the next day. Every day I wake up and I'm like, I'm happy and ready to go. And that's different. There used to be, you know, in my life, oh my God, I got to do this shit tomorrow. I got to do that. I don't have that feeling. That's something to be super grateful for. That every day when you wake up, you're looking forward positively to what that day has in store. and you're really not, like, dreading anything, yeah, that's my life. How the hell could I not be thankful, right, for what I have? So I am so happy for the life that I have. Now, that's the personal, right? That's all the personal stuff. But now let's talk about the stuff that you guys know about, right? This not so personal, professional life that I have every single day on stream and in these videos. I'm so grateful that in 2023, 15 years after I first pointed a camera at a crooked angle at a television in my parents' house in a tiny closet-sized, overheated bedroom, and after all this time, I still have a following for messing around with video games, for hanging out and talking on a daily basis. It's not as big as it once was, but I don't care. I'm just happy knowing that there's people on this planet that care about me, that care about my thoughts about stuff, that like the content that I put out, whether they find meaning in what I say about games because they value that because they know I'm honest, or whether it's they just want to have a good laugh watching my content and having a good time. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to know that people find value in me being here on the internet after so long, all right? I'm incredibly grateful for those of you who love what I do, and you know that I have not conformed to the YouTube norms. You know that I have stayed away from selling out and doing all the stuff that most other people have done on YouTube, on Twitch, everywhere to make a living. Instead, I stick to my guns of, and I know a lot of people say that's being stubborn and you should have changed over time, but I think that's a lot of the reason why I've had the longevity I've had. If I just went down the road that everyone else went, I probably would not be here today. I would have faded into obscurity and no one would have given two shits about Darkside Phil. But because I've done things differently, because I marched to the beat of my own drummer, as they say, people still care, you know? And yes, there's a lot of negativity, but at the same time, there's a core focus of people who like me for who I am and the content that I put out, and they support it. I am incredibly grateful for the levels of support that you guys give me on a daily basis. Again, no sponsorships, no partnerships, none of that crap. It's you guys that allow me to do what I love every day for a living. And I would be incredibly ignorant and ungrateful if I didn't take the moment here to say thank you all. 15 years, and in particular, these last couple of years where there's been a ton of hate and nonsense thrown towards me, that you're still here day in and day out supporting what I do. I'm very grateful for that. Oh, one other thing. We absolutely know that this year I've been a target, correct? Absolutely. This year I've been a major target for many different things. And despite their efforts to try to derail content, to pull me into drama, to try to have our community attacked, harassed, distracted, we've avoided all of that. You notice that? Still here? Putting out a fun stream for you every day. Doesn't matter what crap they do. It doesn't matter what bullshit they're trying to do. We don't fall for it, right? We learn. This is the difference between the old Phil from back in the day and 41-year-old wiser Phil. Is that I'm not going to keep getting sucked into their stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not. At one point I was. I would get sucked there, and they're looking for reactions, right? They're looking for me to react directly and say things about what they say and try to get involved. And, you know, I don't play that game on purpose. Why would I? Why would I ever engage with toxicity that's just going to not only negatively affect me, but affect all of you as well? We are a community. Understand that. This is not just me sitting here in front of a camera. It's also just as important that you're there watching and engaging and caring about the content. So if I'm wasting my time being distracted by drama and nonsense and toxic stuff, that takes away from our good times together, right? And I know that, and I've learned from that. Earlier this year, I made a mistake. I learned from that mistake, and I have avoided remaking that mistake. And that's great. And you want to know why? You! Because of your feedback. Because I ask you guys for honest feedback, you give it to me, and I'm like, there you go. It's a group effort, man. It really is. Unlike most other content creators, I feel like this is 100% a group effort between us. It's two-sided here, you know? And it's beautiful because it works, right? It's not just, oh, what's the next sponsorship? What's the next thing to shill so I can pay my bills, and I pump out a video or a stream today and I'm done and I turn off the camera and, you know, I don't care about it. It's the opposite. It's actually stuff that I care about, you care about, and everyone wants to see continue, and that's meaningful to me, okay? And listen, this year has not been without its challenges, all right? For me, you know some of those challenges because you've seen them publicly, right? I've been having things stolen from me, a tire off of my freaking car, right? That I certainly wasn't expecting. I've had multiple attacks, both in the public and private eye. People trying to take me down in various different ways for no good reason. And this year had a lot of personal challenges, things you guys have no idea about. You remember, there's certain times of this year I wasn't able to stream, and that's very abnormal for me that I would not be here. Because, as you know, I'm one of the most consistent content creators out there when it comes to adhering to a set schedule, and you can depend on me to be here. And, to not have me here, every once in a while, some people are like, oh, I don't even know what's going on, right? Yeah, because I can't tell you. You know what I'm saying? I can't really explain the stuff because, sadly, you know what people do with this information, right? Any real information that I were to give you guys about private stuff in my life would be used against me to hurt me. Another way that I've learned my lesson over the years. Back in the day, I would have told you about everything that I went through this year. Every appointment, every meeting, everything going down that was serious business behind the scenes. You would have known all about it. But I don't anymore. I purposefully separate my public and private lives, so that way there is no more of that intersection and no more chance that you get hurt over that kind of stuff. So, and I apologize for that because, like I said, I feel like we do have a connection. You'll care about me. I care about you. That's why we have this relationship, and that's how I continue to thrive and be successful. And it sucks that I can't tell you about other stuff that's going on in my life. But that's how it's got to be because, sadly, there's just too many people out there who do want to do what they can to hurt me and then get their jollies off on it, right? So I hope you understand that. But this is a very, very challenging year for me and my family. All the stuff going on behind the scenes, and to be here where I am right now, and to say, hey, I'm still here. I'm happy. I'm healthy. We're doing fun stuff together every day, right? It's awesome. And you know what? Here's something that's absolutely funny. All right, I will say this. This year, I noticed a distinct drop-off in overall views on my on-demand videos only. And what I mean by that is, my streams still get the same amount of views and all the same. Only the on-demand videos somehow saw a drop in views. And I started analyzing the data on this, looking at it, and I came to the determination it hasn't affected me at all business-wise. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, so what does that really mean? It either means that YouTube always inflated views, and they're meaningless, or it means that there were people coming to my content and watching it on demand for toxic reasons, but they weren't supportive people. They weren't watching because they liked the content, they were just watching it to leech off of it and probably make fun of it, and it never resulted in anything positive for me or my business or my family or the community. So even though views have gone down overall on the content I'm putting out on demand, it didn't affect me. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, the days of me caring about being in the YouTube algorithm are long behind me. I don't care about being pushed as a recommended video. I don't care about, you search for a new game playthrough and Darkside Phil or DSPGaming pops up. Those days are so far behind. What I care about now is putting out content for the audience I have, and every once in a while, someone stumbles upon my stuff and gives it a shot and likes it, right? That's it. I'm never going to make YouTube turn around and say, hey, put me back into the search engine, dude. They're not going to do that. So it's just funny to me because absolutely, people who want to say negative stuff, they say things like, oh, your views went down this year. And I look and I'm like, if you're talking about overall video views, you're right. But it's weird because it hasn't affected me at all. In general, it really hasn't. At all, the business is fine. It's been operating at the same level with apparently less on-demand views. So you tell me what was going on there. I don't even get it. It almost feels to me like there was something going on with overinflated views on YouTube to begin with. Or, you know what I mean? And then it's just gone. It didn't matter because it wasn't real. If it doesn't affect me, then who cares, right? So anyway, thank you all for an amazing year. That's not over, by the way. You know, we've got so much fun stuff still between now and the end of 2023, including chill streams like today, this awesome marathon tomorrow, which we're going to talk about in a moment. All kinds of holiday fun and festivities, animations and things are coming up that are going to be all Christmas related. We got special Christmas event that'll be, right before Christmas. I'm actually going to start reviewing holiday movies starting in December. So I'll probably review 3 or 4 holiday movies over the course of the month, which will be really cool. Among other things. And of course, all the game playthroughs that we're currently playing. You know, it's awesome. So no negatives at all. Everything's good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm enjoying myself. I know that you guys are too. And I really appreciate you all. I do. Thank you all for everything you do for me. Because just as much as I put out content for you, and you know, a lot of people express their gratitude every day. You know, hey, thanks for making the content. I appreciate you guys watching it and supporting it. Because that's how this works. I'm there, you know, again, don't get, that support from other sources. It's you. And you guys have resoundingly told me through thick and thin, through times of great positivity and great negativity, right? Highs and lows, peaks and valleys, no matter what life throws at me or us, that you want this to continue. You find meaning in me being here, making content for you daily, and I'm appreciative of that, and I thank you for that. Message received. I ain't gonna stop unless I'm ready. That's the thing that I think a lot of people hate, is that they realize that there's nothing they can do. I'm going to be here making content for you guys for as long as I want, until the day that I decide to hang up the mantle and say, I retire. I don't know when that'll be. I don't even know if that'll be, you know. The thing is that I enjoy this a lot, so much, that even if, as I get older, if I find that I can't really play video games anymore because I'm getting so old or whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that I couldn't still make content, right? Doesn't. Not at all. And I guess we'll see as I get older how things evolve. Do I think that full time for the rest of my life I'll keep doing video game content? I would like to, but is it feasible? You know, I've already told you guys sometimes this year as I've been playing Street Fighter 6, there's certain characters I just can't play with. I can't play with Aki. I tried. Dude, my hand was killing me trying to play with that character. Very execution heavy. I can't really do that stuff anymore. And it's just going to get worse and worse the older I get. You know what I mean? So there's going to be times when we're going to have to adapt and change. But I feel like I can listen to your feedback and we can change for the better and do different kinds of content and stuff with each other pretty much for as long as I want. Because it sure seems to me that I have the audience that's going to be staying with me, you know what I mean, for a long time. And I really appreciate that. That people are with me no matter what. And, you know, this wild ride of life we've been on together for the last 15 years, and it's going to continue on, right? So thank you all very, very much. I'm incredibly grateful not only for the things that I have in my private life that support me on a daily basis and keep me going, but I am so grateful for you. Being here, watching, engaging, supporting, and in general, just sticking to positivity. You know, a lot of toxic people, a lot of negative people out there that want to bring us down, and we don't play that, right? We don't. We instead stick to our guns, and we move forward every day in a good direction. And thank you all for that. Okay. I will say this is one final thing I'm very grateful for, all right? And this is a very defining statement for me. I am grateful for having a livelihood where every day I can make content that people tell me is fun and positive and productive and constructive for them. And we don't have to hurt anyone in the process. Instead, it's just positivity for the sake of positivity and fun. No one gets hurt when I play a video game. No one gets hurt when I make a podcast. We don't have to step on people. We don't have to bring down others for us to have personal gain. That's a very important thing in life. You have to understand that. It is. That you're not hurting others just for you to get ahead. That's a huge thing. And I'm very grateful for that. Because I very well could have gone down that avenue. A lot of people wanted me to over the years. They wanted me to change and become just like all the other people who went down that road. And I don't want to do that. I would much rather just give up. If I can't succeed doing what it is that I love and being a positive person, then I don't want to do it at all. It's not success by any means necessary for me. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for that. That here I am, still here, able to do what I love and not hurting anyone in the process. Okay, before we continue on, I'm going to throw out this disgusting tissue that I have here. Okay. I don't know if this is working. Let me turn it up. There we go. Okay, so really quickly, I hope that if you guys can, you'll swing by my stream tomorrow, because tomorrow we're doing something special here on the channel. It's a marathon. It's going to be my Black Friday marathon, but it actually is the Adpocalypse 2.0. If you don't know what that means, basically tomorrow, in a big marathon setting, I'm going to be watching advertisements and reacting to them. This is going to be going on all day long. We've had ads submitted by both standard viewers as well as channel members over this last month. And I'm excited to see the variety of ads that have been nominated. We did this last year, and it did really, really well. Very exciting, and I'm happy to do it again this year. There'll be food, because I'm going to order some food for delivery. There's going to be a new episode of Feasting with Phil, something I have never, ever done before on the show. It will be a brand new thing, I promise you. But also, maybe some booze. You know, depending on, you know, levels of support and stuff. I might take a few shots and things like that in celebration. We'll see. It's going to be a great chill event. There's no gameplay. Instead, it's just us relaxing, enjoying retro ads, and having a good time. So if you can make it tomorrow, please swing by Adpocalypse 2.0 right here on DSP Gaming. All right. Outside of that, like I said, I don't have much else to really say. I'm not going to go through the weekly schedule or anything like that today. There's really no reason to. So I think what we're going to do, we have a couple very quick news stories that I would like to cover that happened over the last, 24, 48 hours. And then I would like to basically go into a few shout-outs and things like that for what your contributions, and just do some Q&A. I'm sure we're going to talk about Thanksgiving. Like, I know you guys want to hear, like, what we're going to do today. We'll talk about that, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for my favorite segment. It's time for your favorite segment. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for everyone's favorite segment here on the show. It is time for DSP News. Fresh from the news desk. You ready? I forgot my print. I had my copy there of the news, and I left it over there. But luckily, I have my phone, and it has exactly the same stuff on it. So, news story number 1. I don't know if you guys saw it yet, but the trailer for the new South Park game released yesterday. It is called South Park Snow Day, and it is being made by THQ. I don't know if it's THQ Nordic or THQ, but basically, it is a third game in a trilogy of South Park games. And what I mean by that is it follows the plot of both the Stick of Truth and the Fractured Behold. Wow. So there is going to be another game, because if you remember, it was Ubisoft that had made the last two. But now it went to a new dev team. And you're like, oh, so what's going to happen with this game? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to report something. It's not an RPG at all. They took the franchise out of the realm of RPG, and they turned it into an action-based, third-person cooperative shooter. Now, the weird part is, if you watch the trailer, there's a lot of story in it. There's a lot of them. It's actually them, like, sitting at a table talking, and it's very similar to the plot of the the Stick of Truth. They're all dressed up in their fantasy garb, just like they were in that game, almost like reenacting Lord of the Rings almost. So it's like, oh, is it going to, like, continue on the plot of all of that or whatever? And there's just a ton of, like, dialogue. You're like, if this game is just an action-based game, why is there so much dialogue? But then the weird thing is, Cartman starts describing parts of the game. And he's like, so, player 1, you're going to do this, and player 2, you can drop in and drop out and play and help, and you need to be the healer, and you need to do this. Oh, no, player 2, why do you keep dying? And it's so bizarre, because the way he says it, like player 2 and stuff, it kind of breaks your immersion. You know, in the original games, it was supposed to be you're in South Park, you're really these kids, and these are just these kids playing and simulating what they are And now you've got a character saying, oh, player 1 and player 2 do this, do that. And it really, like, screws stuff up, in my opinion. Like, it feels like they broke that fourth wall, and it doesn't make much sense that they did it that way, right? In addition, they've made South Park combat games like this before, okay? They've done this. And they weren't exactly the best games. I mean, this started all the way back on the Nintendo 64, if you can believe it, in the 1990s. That's how long South Park's been running. And it wasn't the best game. And, you know, over time, every once in a while, they make another one, They're never really notable. Like, no one remembers the South Park action games. Do you want to know what they remember? The South Park RPGs that we just played in the last decade. Like, those two games are pretty notable, and almost everyone remembers moments from them. But I don't recall any of the South Park combat games that I played or rented, or, you know what I mean? Like, they just weren't necessarily that notable. So for me, I look at this and I'm like, I don't know. This isn't necessarily going to be a bad game, don't get me wrong. Any game's a combat game, drop in, drop out, online combat, with South Park elements. It could be alright, but the way I see it is, like, imagine if you made two really epic story-based games, and then you made, like, Plants vs. Zombies shooter. Remember the Plants vs. Zombies shooter games? That's exactly what it kind of looks like. And it's like, so why did they do that? And I guess it's because the franchise went to a different dev studio, and either that studio felt like they couldn't do a good job with an RPG, or maybe they felt like maybe the RPGs were played out because they not made two in a row. I don't know. But this just doesn't, to me, this doesn't look like a game that's going to do that well. And if you don't believe me, just look at some of the comments. I'm going to read you a few of the comments in response to the trailer, okay? Server shutdown is waiting to happen. This looks terrible. Hopefully this is just something between other games. Doesn't look as bad as people are claiming it is. This will definitely be on my radar, but man, I'm hoping this is a lower price game. For $30 to $40, this would be best. If they would have gone back to the Stick of True style, I'd be all over it. Fractured But Whole actually disappointed me, but this looks awful. That's just a few examples of the comments right there on the trailer. So it doesn't sound to me like many people are very excited for it. I think what it is we've had two awesome games, and now you're changing the formula, seemingly without meaning, like, if it made sense, but are third-person drop-in, drop-out co-op shooters really that big of a deal? Here's the real question. Are they going for games as a service? Are they going to have it so that, the name of the game is Snow Day, by the way, South Park Snow Day. Is it going to be that it comes out, and for 2 months it's the core content, and then they start piecemeal releasing more content? Oh, but you can buy skins, and you can buy things with microtransactions, and you can buy the season pass, with this, and this. I get the feeling almost that might be what they're going to do. That's what it kind of looks like to me, you know? So I'm not saying this is going to be a bad game. I'm just saying this isn't even in, like, the spirit of what the last two games were. So it feels like they're abandoning that fan base that they've built up with the last two games by jumping, game devs here. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't think it has a solid release date yet. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay, but anyway, give it a look. If you're interested, if you like the South Park stuff, I was intrigued by this trailer. It blew me away because I thought it was going to be another RPG, and it's totally not. The only other real piece of news going on right now is more of a rumor, but definitely the rumor is believable based on what's happened the last few years. Talking about Modern Warfare and Call of Duty in general, the rumor is that Call of Duty 2024 will basically be a return to Black Ops. The rumor is it's going to be called Black Ops Cold War, and it's going to be set during the 1990s, during the Gulf War. But guess what? They're going to have classic Black Ops maps returning. Just like they're doing right now with Modern Warfare 3, bringing back the classic Modern Warfare 2 maps. So they're saying expect maps like Grind, WMD, and other classic Black Ops maps returning. They're just going to do the same thing, only with Black Ops this time around. Round-based zombies will return because everyone has complained that zombies this year is not round-based. I guess it's this weird new open-world experience people are saying. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. But yeah, apparently a lot of people are against what they did with the zombies this year. They wanted to be more classic. So apparently that's coming back. And they are exploring the possibility of a larger pre-order bonus. Maybe even entire weeks. Where if you buy the premium version of the game, you can play it earlier than everybody else. Entire weeks. Okay then. Wow. Anyway, what did I say? Did I say Cold War? I meant to say Gulf War. Okay, people are saying I accidentally said Cold War. That's my fault. Black Ops Gulf War is the name of the game. I screwed it up. Keep in mind, this is all rumor. This isn't confirmed yet, but a lot of these rumors end up being very, very close to the truth. And being that, look what they've done in the last couple of years with Call of Duty. This is exactly in line with that. So I would not be shocked in any way, shape, or form if this is all truthful. Honestly, it sounds dead on, exactly like what they would be trying to do. So there you go. All right. So, folks, what I'd like to do is I'd like to start with shout-outs, get shout-outs out of the way, and then we'll probably open up this podcast to more chill Q&A and just hanging out. I'm sure you guys will want to talk about Thanksgiving and everything. So, let's jump in. We start off with Lucifer Soul doing a $5 super chat. It says, for a Thanksgiving special, light illegal fireworks in your office. That would be incredibly stupid, wouldn't it? But thanks for the super chat. Kitten. Wait. Oh, this is a freaking disgusting name. So I'm just going to get rid of this person. Yeah, I'm not even reading this. Fuck that. Some people are just gross, man. I didn't notice it. You know, I was doing the podcast. Someone did a contribution. I look at the name. I'm like, wow, that's nasty. So anyway. Thank you, Lucifer Soul, for the super chat. And that other person can get bent. All right. Continuing on. Oh, you're bad with the name? Yeah, you're bad. You're banned. Okay. Let's continue. So, during yesterday, which was my day off, which, by the way, you guys probably want a Phil's Day Off segment, don't you? I will do a Phil's Day Off segment after I do these shout-outs, okay? Because it's brief. I basically had a very relaxing day, and I'd like to talk a little bit about that. So I received a $1.50 tip yesterday, and someone said, so Callisto Protocol right now is free on PS Plus. Is it worth playing? Yes, it is. Absolutely it is. It is not a bad game. The gaming media absolutely treated that game unfairly. I'm not saying it's the best game ever. I'm not even saying, you know, that it's as good as, say, like Dead Space. It's a solid horror game. It's got an interesting plot that's similar to Dead Space, but not exactly the same. It's got gameplay elements that are definitively different from Dead Space. The thing is, because it's based more on dodging and stealth than gunplay, a lot of people who like Dead Space went into it thinking, oh, this is the next Dead Space. And it's nothing like Dead Space. So you go to play it, and plot-wise, it's like Dead Space. The enemies kind of look like Dead Space enemies, and then you play it, and you get your ass handed to you because you're trying to play it like a run and gun like Dead Space. It doesn't work. And people shat all over it. There were actually people who were like prominent streamers, and within one session realized, oh, I can't milk this game for profit because it's not the kind of game like that. It's going to be more difficult, or it's going to take more time. And they basically just made fun of it and dropped it and said it was bad. It's not bad. There are game journalists who couldn't beat it. Okay? Oh, it's bad. It's not bad. Just because this game's different doesn't mean it's bad. And a lot of people didn't give it a fair shake. It's a good game. It's just not, oh my god, blow you away top level. And when I heard, honestly, the budget of that game, I was like, huh? Because, listen, I like it. I do like Callisto Protocol. I don't think that they use their budget well. If they truly spent as much money as is rumored on the game, and that's what they came up with, I don't know where that money went. It got pissed away somewhere really badly because it doesn't reflect in the game. It's still a great game, but it's not reflected. I mean, it's ridiculous they spent that much money on it. So, I enjoy it. If it's on PS Plus, I recommend it. Give it a look. Okay? All right. Wow. I received a very generous $50 tip. There's no name attached to it, though. It's just a $50 tip. So whoever the heck that was, thank you so very much. I really, really appreciate that. Let's get a nice animation going. By the way, starting tomorrow, we will have holiday-themed animations for the Christmas season, okay? So, yes, tomorrow we get festive with the Adpocalypse Marathon. It'll all begin tomorrow. I wanted one last day of kind of the fall festivities before we jump into the Christmas season stuff, okay? So thank you, whoever that was. Anonymous $50 tip, very, very appreciated. I guess I'll put on some Gunner glasses for you guys as we continue on with the podcast. Ooh. A big ugly smudge. Ew. Yuck. Here we go. Dang it. What is that? There's another smudge. Come on. Alright, there we go. Much better. Okay, so thank you so very much. Continuing on here. From Tarantula MS, a $10 tip. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Tarantula. I hope that you and yours are having a good one, man. And, like I said, I'm going to talk, right after I do these shout-outs, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did yesterday to kind of prepare for today. And then I want to hear from you guys about what you guys will be doing today for Thanksgiving. Okay, I'll tell you all about our spread and what we're going to be doing. Of course, I'll talk more about it tomorrow when I've actually eaten it, but I am excited for it. Okay. Let's see here. I received a $2 tip from Woomba. Thank you for the content that you've given us, and happy holiday. Thank you very much, Woomba. Thanks for the support, and thank you for the kind words, and thanks for watching that content. Appreciate that. Let's see here. A fan from Ireland who celebrates every holiday except Thanksgiving, obviously. It's a $1 tip. Thank you. In your own opinion, do you not think a huge turkey dinner for Thanksgiving and a huge turkey dinner not long after Christmas is a bit much? In the United States, not everyone does double turkey. I know that it's kind of weird because, especially in a lot of like American pop culture, cinema, and stuff like that, you'll see the family always eating a big Thanksgiving dinner, but then it's weird because they're like, oh, it's Christmas dinner, time for turkey again. I don't even know really many people who do that. Here, usually the turkey is definitely the Thanksgiving tradition. And then for Christmas, usually you would do something a little different. A ham or, you know, some kind of a roast, something like that. But you're right. Like, most people would make a giant turkey and stuff it or whatever, and that would be just for Thanksgiving. But you wouldn't do it twice. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I agree with you there. But it's weird because, like, I can tell you right now, like, one of the biggest traditional movies every year is A Christmas Story. And in A Christmas Story, the family's having a big turkey for Christmas until the neighbor's dogs break into their house and eat it, and then they end up going to get Chinese food. And it's a very famous scene in the movie where they go get Chinese food for dinner for Christmas because the Chinese restaurants are the only ones that are open because they don't celebrate Christmas. So, but it's weird because, like, wait, people eat turkey again? I never did. Like, I literally never had double turkey. We always had one big turkey for Thanksgiving, and then we always had, like, ham or something like that for Christmas. So I really don't know where the tradition is or where it comes from that there's double turkey. Okay. Continuing on. Apparently this is a troll. Someone being a troll. So I'm just going to ignore it. Told you, I'm just going to ignore all negativity. I'm not going to pay attention to it. Someone tipped $1 and says, I don't know if you care, Chucky is a new killer in Dead by Daylight. Oh. I mean, that's cool. I think it's really neat that they got all those licenses. Like, having, like, almost every single notable Hollywood slasher movie killer being in the game is pretty neat. But you're right. On Thanksgiving, I really don't care about Chucky and Dead by Daylight. You're absolutely correct. So, dead on. Okay. Also, one more shout out to Ash Link, who did a $10 super chat and saying, can you give a shout out to my friend? Sure. Shout out to your friend. Hope that they're having a good Thanksgiving. If they live in the United States, I don't know. They might not. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, because we got through shout-outs, and by the way, there may be more, but for now, I do want to do a very brief segment on Phil's day off to talk about yesterday. Definitely had a better day off this week than I did last week, for sure, okay? Last week, as you know, annoying because, me getting my cart essentially stolen from me when I was grocery shopping and losing out on all my reusable bags was very frustrating. This week, I purposefully limited what I had to do out of the house to one thing, just grocery shopping. I made it so that I didn't have to go anywhere else. So I didn't have to go to a pet store or any other stores. I knew that the day before Thanksgiving was going to be insane, going out there and driving around and everything. So I said, the only thing we're going to do is some grocery shopping. That's it. Limit myself. And so I went grocery shopping yesterday, and yes, the store was absolutely packed. But obviously, I kept my eyes on my cart at all times. I had a whole new slew of reusable shopping bags with me, that I had purchased over the course of this last week to make up for the ones that got stolen. And I was like, dude, there is no way in holy hell I'm going to let someone steal my bags again. Oh, that looks good. I'm not going to let them steal my bags again. So I have my eyes on that, and it was fine, just a little busy, a lot of people in the store or whatever. So that's really not notable. The notable thing was that I had a nice day to spend at home with my wife, and she decorated the house for Christmas. All of our seasonal stuff is out now. All of our, candles. And when I say candles, not real candles, but the electric ones, the ones that have the simulated flame. And our various Christmas decorations from over the years. Ashley, my parents bought us a nice lantern this year. It looks like a Christmas tree, but it's full of liquid and has like that glitter. And inside, there's a guy playing a fiddle and a bunch of like carolers. And it lights up and it has all this fun stuff. So we have that new thing for this year for decoration. And, we have various different things like fake flowers and things that we put out, some garland and stuff. So the house looks very, very nice right now. Because now it's in Christmas theme, and we were waiting for this. It was like a fall decoration for a while, but now we're into Christmas, and we're getting into the theme of thing. We listen to Christmas, music and stuff. We're getting excited. It's that time of year now. It's like, yes, today's Thanksgiving, but Christmas, we're in the Christmas season now, right? Get into the holiday spirit, and it's a great thing. So, a lot of that. We actually watched someone playing some Starfield. We watched someone playing Alan Wake 2. Just various things. Well, just a few different things. And we got, of all things, we got Hawaiian barbecue for dinner. Remember, it's our day. Our day off is the day that we order out. So we got Hawaiian barbecue food for dinner delivered. So, what an exciting Phil's day off. Not much to say there, right? Nothing too crazy. But I figured I would do a quick segment because people always ask for it. So there you go. All right. So that's that. Now, what we're going to do in a moment here is we're going to open up the chat to Q&A. I have one more quick shout-out to do. I got a $2 tip from Big Larry Gaming. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Hope you have a wonderful stuffing. It's my favorite part of the meal. I'm wondering if you saw the new South Park video game trailer. Looks silly and fun. Saw you play the other South Park games. Wonder which you like the most. We literally did a big segment about that. You must have just shown up. We just did a big segment about that. So I would say rewind the show a bit, and you'll see my thoughts about that. And I definitely liked Stick of Truth more than Fractured But Whole. I think they're both good games, but I think Stick of Truth was just a little bit more original. So, there you go. All right. So, folks, what I'll do now is open up the chat to Q&A. We'll do like, half an hour or so if you guys want to talk for Q&A before we, adjourn the show and then we get ready because you guys want a Modern Warfare multiplayer. You're going to get Modern Warfare multiplayer today. All right. That's what we'll do. So, what do you guys want to chat about? I'm sure you guys are going to want to talk about Thanksgiving food and stuff, right? So, Jade, happy Thanksgiving to you. Good to see you. Derek, he says, I'm done posting on my advertisements. Thank you, Derek. Remember, tomorrow when we begin, we'll start with the member submissions, and then we'll go into the standard submissions, and it should be fun. Thank you so much for that. Spawn Killer does a super chat, says, instead of turkey, we're having prime rib. Prime rib is amazing. I've had it not too often, but there used to be this this restaurant in Connecticut before I moved. It's called 99, and they're known for like steaks and things like that. And they would do prime rib only like a couple days a week, and you had to come during a certain time frame. But the few times I had it, dude, prime rib is absolutely outstanding flavor. It's also incredibly bad for you. It's full of sodium and tons of fat, but man, it is good stuff. Shout out to NT. NT just became a channel member. Thank you to NT for that. I appreciate that. Let's add that to our running total. Like I told you guys today, I am not going to harp whatsoever on contributions. If you guys want to contribute, thank you. I'm not even going to mention it. We're good. You know, it's a holiday. I'm being grateful today. I'm not going to ask for a damn thing. So thank you guys who are contributing. Jasper is chilling and having fun today, indeed. Mark, happy Thanksgiving to you. Of course, you're in Australia, so you're not celebrating. He says it's already Black Friday where he is. There you go. You've already made it. Good for you. Leg meat or breast meat, says the Executioner. If you're talking about, I guess it's pretty much the same for anything, except maybe duck. So if you're talking chicken or turkey, obviously the leg meat's better. The leg meat is dark meat, and the dark meat has more flavor to it. But the thing is that the dark meat is fattier, is good for you, right? The breast meat is basically less fat, less sodium, but also has less flavor. It's like you're going to eat the breast meat, you kind of have to douse it in gravy, right, to get the flavor out of it, while you can eat the other meat and just kind of enjoy it for what it is. So, yeah, for me, if I had a personal preference or pick, I would always pick leg meat over breast meat if I could get it. But I also, you know, the breast meat is fine as well. Let's see here. Thank you, Yusef K, for re-upping your membership for 5 months. It's happy Thanksgiving from Kuwait to all Americans. Thank you very much, Yusef. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Righteous Soul did a super chat and says, what about Telltale's The Expanse? You don't have to watch the show. You know, Righteous Soul, to be honest with you, all right. And by the way, I think his name has like circles or zeros in it or something, but I'm not going to harp on the spelling. Thank you for the super chat. To be honest, I feel like public interest in basically that style of game, the choose your own story style of game, kind of has fallen out. I would say the only games out there that excel with that right now are the Dark Pictures anthology style games from Supermassive Games. They're the one, they're still kind of on their game and people still like what they do, correct? Outside of that, like there was the sequel to Tales from the Borderlands. I didn't really care. They made the Expanse game. I don't really care. It's going to be hard for me to even care. If they ever come out with The Wolf Among Us, I don't know, you know, it's just, it's been such a long time since that kind of game's been prominent. And at one point, it was very prominent. And people absolutely loved seeing me play that style of game. It was actually one of my biggest playthrough styles. You know, there was the time frame when it was like The Walking Dead, and then you had the tie-in games like Tales from the Borderlands and the Batman games and the Game of Thrones. And I can keep going on because there was like 10, 12 franchises, right? That all kind of got licensed out at one point. I mean, hell, Life is Strange almost kind of rode the coattails of Telltale games like that and became its own standalone thing that was very popular for a time. But the way I see it now, sadly, is that I feel like it's kind of played out. For example, if you look at Life is Strange 3, or True Colors, because it really is Life is Strange 3, why did it stand out? Better graphics, an open world town that you could walk around in rather than it being incredibly linear, and standalone segments like the RPG level that made it better, right? Or again, you look at the Supermassive games, they're all horror. So you got all these alternate scenario horror stories, people are dying and living, and that kind of adds to it. But if you're just talking like a standard narrative, and it's the choose your own adventure deal, I kind of feel like those games are played out, been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really feel like there's much value to those anymore. So, even though you're saying, oh, the Expanse game's a good game, you don't need to watch the show. I was like, I don't really care that much. You know, I just don't. I think that those kind of, there was a time and place for them. They were overproduced, and it flooded the market. It kind of reminds me of all those music games, right? There's so many. There was Rock Band. There was Guitar Hero. There were 15 spin-offs of each. Then they started making other ones like DJ Hero and shit, to a point where no one cared anymore, and the whole market crashed. It's kind of the same deal here. They made too many of those style of games. There's a few that have still survived, right? For example, the Supermassive horror games are doing well because they're horror. But outside of that, I don't really know if it's that popular anymore. Like, I feel like, sadly, Telltale Games is, you know, they're not doing very well. You know, even though they came back to make games again, do you really hear about those games? Do you hear anyone even talking about them? right? It's like they don't exist, which is kind of sad, honestly. But I just don't think I have much interest. Yeah, just a trend that was good, and then it kind of went away. Shout out to Matthew for a super chat, and he says, "Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a great day with your wife and Jasper. Movie reviews coming soon." Well, actually, interestingly enough, starting either this last week of November or the first week of December, I'm going to post up a thread over on the community tab of DSP Reacts. Okay? That's my sister channel, youtube.com/@DSPReacts. And you're going to be able to nominate movies that you want to see, or Christmas specials, that you want to see me watch for the month of December and review. Much like we just did with October with horror, we're going to do this with holiday-themed stuff for December. But I'd like your suggestions. Maybe there's some lesser-known movies or specials I haven't seen, and I could find a way to watch them. And that would be neat. Of course, I would definitely enjoy rewatching some of my favorite classics like Scrooged or National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or Home Alone. Those are always classics, tried and true classics that I would love to rewatch and review for you. But maybe there'll be some new stuff in there too. So that's going to happen shortly, okay? I received a very generous $20 tip from Brett, who says, "Happy Thanksgiving to you, Kat and Jasper." Happy Thanksgiving to you, Brett. Thank you so very much. Very nice of you. I appreciate that, and I hope that you have a good one. In fact, in just a moment, I think I'll talk a little bit about what we're going to eat today, because I know people probably want to know, right? Cool. So, what is the Burnell family's Thanksgiving spread? I will tell you what the Burnell family's Thanksgiving spread is. Are you ready for this? First of all, we got a turkey breast roast, meaning it's a big 3-pound giant turkey breast that is being marinated right now. My wife made a marinade overnight, and we put the breast in it, so it's marinating. And it's actually tied in like a string to hold it together so it stays moist and juicy as you cook it so it doesn't dry out. So we're going to have that as our meat. And we have gravy, of course, that we can have with it. So what are we going to have with that? We have green beans, not casserole, just a can of green beans. We have several different sides, including cranberry sauce, jellied cranberry sauce, a cornbread stuffing or dressing, whatever you want to call it, but it's cornbread based. A cheddar cheese hash brown casserole, whatever that is, we don't know yet. We haven't tried it yet. A sweet potato casserole, which honestly is basically just mashed sweet potatoes with some like other things in it, like brown sugar and some crumblies and shit like that. Nothing too special. And mac and cheese. I think it's a 3 or 4 cheese mac and cheese. Okay, so those are the 4 primary sides. We're also gonna have some rolls with butter, and for dessert, pumpkin pie. All right. Now, that's today. And then we're going to have leftovers. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm ordering food for the Adpocalypse. But we're going to have leftovers again on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we're going to have wave 2. What does that mean? We actually have extra green beans, another can of cranberry sauce, and we actually have stovetop stuffing. So once we start to eat through the other stuff and it's gone, we're going to make more, and we're going to add that to the other leftovers. So essentially, we're having Thanksgiving 3 times. Today, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, we're stretching it out over the weekend. It's good because, there's going to be a lot of cooking today, but it means we won't have to cook on Saturday, and it's just, doing minor stuff on Sunday. It won't be a big deal, right? So, it should be pretty good. And I'm excited, obviously, for the food. That's our spread for Thanksgiving. So, there you go. By the way, I received a very generous $50 tip from 1 Minute Man. Thank you very, very much, 1 Minute Man. I really appreciate your support. It's good to see you here today, this lovely Thanksgiving day. And 1 Minute Man says the following: "I'm looking forward to a good stream. Have you ever had a turducken?" I have never had any of this weird stuff. I know all these weird things have become more and more common in American cuisine. The turducken, which is basically a turkey stuffed with a duck, okay? Or the deep fried turkey, or the bacon infused, butter squirted, injected, these weird things. No, I've never had any of them. I'm a traditional family guy. When I was growing up, my parents always had a traditional turkey in the house. Now we usually do like a roast or whatever. We don't do anything crazy in regards to our Thanksgiving food. So never had that. Doubtful I'd ever want it. Honestly, if I'm gonna have a duck, I just want a duck. Like, duck is great. You know, I don't want to be stuffing a duck inside of a turkey. Duck is amazing. Actually, that was what I was gonna say, because earlier someone said, "Are you a leg or breast meat kind of guy?" I said, "Well, the legs, because the leg is the dark meat." With duck, the breast meat's amazing because duck is a fatty fowl. So no matter what meat you're eating off the duck, there's a thick layer of fat and crispy, delicious skin. So even if you get like a duck breast, if you have the skin and the fat on it, it still tastes amazing because you have that flavor from that to offset the drier meat, you see? But for a turkey, I would want the dark meat if I could choose it. So, yeah, weird. People are saying there's all kinds of stuff. So by the way, I guess you guys can vote on a hat. Since it's Call of Duty today, again, we're going to probably do the Call of Duty themed hats. So which hat? Hold on. I don't have a turkey hat. Oh my god. I'm trying to click. Which hat is Thanksgiving best? That's the question. The cowboy. Why not? That's a nice American thing, the cowboy hat. The fake hair camo hat. The digital camo hat. Or I just wore the beret. I don't want to wear the beret today. I literally just wore it. Oh, I know. Okay. We will jump the gun. We will jump the gun on holiday fun. The Santa hat. So there you go. The cowboy hat, the fake hair hat that has a camo on it, the digital blue camo, or the Santa hat are your 4 options for today. Let's see what you guys vote for. Okay. Very nice. What? Michael Caine says digital camo looks good with Deus Ex Jensen look. I look like Deus Ex wearing this? This pullover is a Deus Ex pullover, apparently. Interesting. Interestingly enough, most of the clothes I own are either discount clothes or very old. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Honestly, how old do you guys think that this pullover is? Let's see what people say in the chat. It's going to take a few seconds. How old do you think this pullover is that I'm wearing today? Let's see what people have to say. 2 years, 15 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Made in 1955, says Derek. 12 years, 23 years, 7 years, 11 years, 18 years, 20 years. Wow. 41 years. Yes, this was actually gifted to me as I was being born. Okay? One of my family members burst into the delivery room and said to my parents, "I give you the pullover that he will wear for Thanksgiving 2023. Wow, you hit it right on the head. Okay. No. This pullover was purchased, get this, my early days as a YouTuber when I first started making money on YouTube. Okay? So probably early 2011. When I first started making money on YouTube, I was planning that I was going to go to a lot of conventions and things. And this pullover is actually a specialty pullover. It's made of a material. It kind of feels like wool, but it's not real wool. It's a special water wicking material. So if you're outside and it rains, this doesn't get wet. The water beads up on the material, and you can just go like this and completely dry yourself off when you go inside. So it's meant to be an outdoor style pullover. And I bought quite a lot of like travel clothing back in the day. Do you remember last year we cleaned out my closet and we found a whole bunch of like shirts that are like this material, this stretchy material that's like supposed to be travel clothing, like sweat wicking travel clothing. I bought all that stuff at once. So I had this since like 2011. So it's what, 12 years old? But does it look 12 years old? Right? I take care of my stuff, and quite honestly, I just don't wear it that much, you know? So because of that, I have all these clothes in the house that it's like a brand new, like a whole wardrobe of stuff that I've never worn. And now I'm actually like a nice size to wear it. You know what I mean? Like for a while there, I gained a lot of weight and everything. And so, you know, now I can wear these clothes nice and comfortably. And they actually look pretty good. So there you go. By the way, the Santa hat is winning the poll. I would not mind wearing the Santa hat today. I'm feeling festive today, getting into the mood for the holidays, right? Okay. Derek, I'm happy that you're finding PSAs. That's awesome. JDTV, no, I don't dwell on the past. I'm not someone who sits around and reminisces about the past. And the reason being is because I'm very, very happy with where I am today, you know? And there's been a lot of people over the years who I've had interaction with, who've been my friends, who've helped me along the way. And I don't talk to those people anymore, but I wish them the best. I hope that they're good, but there's really no way to know, and nor do they care to really care about me, I guess, to follow up. So, you know, I'm happy, man. I don't know. I don't think about people from my past during the holidays and wonder if they're all right. I'm sure they're all right. You know, competent people. I don't have to. No, I don't just sit around thinking about them. Sadly, I guess. I don't know. Maybe some people think that you should like dwell on the past all the time. I really don't. Like, my past is my past. It's public, right? Everything that I've done in the last 15 years has been broadcast. You guys know what I was up to, right? And I'm happy where I am. So, thank you, Derek. He says their Thanksgiving was in October because he's in Canada. But he says happy Thanksgiving to you. Nosy Real Vibe says my grandparents have made collard greens, black-eyed peas, and ham for Thanksgiving. I've never had black-eyed peas. I've had collard greens. Very, very bitter. Although usually you add things like bacon and stuff to them, right? So they have good flavor. Black-eyed peas I've never had. So, but enjoy your Thanksgiving. Ham for Thanksgiving, actually, I would say is more rare. Most people do have a turkey for Thanksgiving. So to have the ham is a little different, right? Did I like Christmas more when I was a kid or now that I'm older? I mean, you like them for different reasons. When I was a kid, of course, why do you like Christmas? Because there's going to be a bunch of food and candy around the house that's normally there, not the rest of the year, right? There's all kinds of cookies and cool things. Obviously, Christmas is coming up, and on Christmas, you're probably going to get some toys, and you're going to get to see family members who are going to give you gifts and things like that, right? So that's the thing. When you're a kid, you like it for that reason. Now I like Christmas because it's a cool festive holiday season. There's all these cool things that happen. These decorations come out, this music comes out, this vibe comes out. I get to spruce up my streams with some special stuff, right? And we get to do special holiday stuff together, which is super fun. I love that. It's different reasons that you like it, you see, but I still really like Christmas. Christmas is still my favorite holiday of the year. Okay. Excuse me. Oi. Of course people want me to be miserable. The truth is, miserable people want other people to be miserable. I know that because I used to be miserable in my youth, and I wanted everyone else to be miserable. And I wanted to tear the world down, and I wanted to be a troll to everyone. I was in the Street Fighter community. 100% I was. I was a miserable person, and I wanted to bring down others. And that was, a lot of my youthful years. But I grew up, and I know better than that, and I feel sad for those who are miserable people who want to bring down others. I really do. And I also feel sad for those who only can get by hurting others. I really do. Because you would think that these people would find value in life and value in positivity, and they don't. They can't. You know what I mean? Here's the truth. Here's how you tell your true value. Okay? If you were to disappear today, just boop, gone from the planet, are you easily replaceable? Right? If you were to just boop, you poof, you're gone. Would a lot of people miss you? If the answer is yes, you're not replaceable and a lot of people miss you, you're doing something right. But if you're someone who disappeared and literally you'd be replaced the next day by someone else doing the same thing, that's when you got to reassess your life. You know what I mean? That's what's really important, is to make yourself meaningful and positive and important to so many people's lives that they want to see every day, right? That's the true value of life when it really comes down to it. That you're not just a dime a dozen. That's my take anyway, right? Anyway, I know that's deep. Well, there you go. I guess I'm a very deep guy. Let's continue. What else you guys want to talk about today? Santa hat looks like it's going to win, so I might as well just get it. What? Jade said he went to the casino and he's up money? I'm up $100. I didn't lose any. What? All right. Jade has done the impossible. He went to a casino. He came home with more money. That's crazy. You must have went there, put one token in, won the jackpot, and left, right? Like, he's like, no, I'm done for the day. How did you do that? That's impossible. I can't even fathom. Because the thing is, for me, like, even if I won the jackpot at like a casino, I'd probably drop a lot of the money. Like, I'd probably go right to the food and buy some good food, or I get some drink. You know what I mean? I would spend some of the money while I was there, probably, to enjoy myself. Hopefully I wouldn't be stupid enough to just blow it all like I did. I've told you the story that I did go to a casino with a friend of mine, and we sat down at a blackjack table. For whatever reason, it was me, him, a girl, and an old man. And we were hot, like all of us at the table were on a hot streak. We were winning way more hands than we were losing. And we were all up money. But my friend and I both were kind of addicted and didn't stop and kept going. And we blew all the money that we had won. So it was stupid because we were up, like, I swear, if I remember correctly, I was up anywhere between $300 to $500 at one point playing blackjack. And then I idiotically kept playing. Oh, double down, I'll split. Fucking idiot. Just walk away. You won all that money. Walk the fuck away. And this was my youth, my early 20s. I wasn't smart enough to do that. So to walk away from a casino with any kind of money is an accomplishment for sure. I'm going to get the Santa hat. Cool. Ooh. Where's the camera? There we go. Okay, just loosely on my head here. Okay. Any Thanksgiving specials I like? You know, the only special I remember of Thanksgiving that I would watch every year was Charlie Brown. Outside of that, I know that there's other Thanksgiving specials, but I would rarely watch. Usually I would watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in the afternoon while my parents were making the dinner. But that was about it. I don't recall watching too much else outside of that. So. Have I ever played slots in a casino? I have. The reason that slots are good is because you spend a lot of time on them and you don't blow all your money. The slot, you can't, you know what I mean? Like when you're playing a slot machine, what's the maximum you're going to play on it? Of course, there are very high stakes slot machines. But in general, if you're staying around the low to mid-range slot machines, you're not going to be dropping hundreds and hundreds of dollars within a half an hour, right? Because it's slow. It's slow going. You put it in, you pull, you wait, you lose. You put it in, you pull, you wait, you lose. And then you hear someone screaming at the other end of the casino, oh, I did it, I won! You're like, holy shit, someone won? Well, that means I can win. So you put it in, you pull, you wait, you lose. And it just happens very slowly. It's like a slow trickle, right? So if you're playing slots, and the thing is, if you move around and you play a variety of slots, right, you get to do different things. You get to see different themes and stuff. It's kind of fun, you know? So slots are fun in that regard. If you're planning on spending like the whole day at the casino, you want to play slots and then maybe go over and play a little bit of blackjack or poker at one point, but then you go back to the slots to kind of spread it out. Plus, a lot of the times they give you free drinks when you're at the slots. They'll come by and they'll offer you free drinks if they notice that you've been there for a bit. So it's a good way to get free drinks when all you're doing is plopping in a few tokens here or there, as opposed to being some high roller at the table to get a drink. You're like, nah. Okay. Yes, I'm very happy that this year, Derek actually brought up a good point. this year, we have fully implemented the community tab of my YouTube channels, right? This year, this has been a huge thing because it's much easier for you guys to just go to the community tab to post up for something as opposed to having to go to my forums and register or whatever it is, right? In fact, I just basically don't use the forums anymore. Like, they're pretty defunct. I'm strongly considering getting rid of them. They're kind of a legacy thing that just aren't used. I don't go there anymore. So I'm very strongly considering just saying, forget this and get rid of the forums or whatever, right? So yeah, you know, I think that the community tab is great. We can post up polls, which I've been using to do things for events. We're going to use the community tabs very soon. You guys are going to start, listen to this. This is new. This year, for my year-end series, we're still going to do my Game of the Year awards, and we're still going to do the most disappointing games of the year countdown. But those are my picks. I want your opinion. So here's what we're going to do. Over the month of December, you are going to be able to nominate your favorite game playthroughs that I did this year. So you're going to have to go through all the games I played and determine what were the best playthroughs I did. It doesn't have to be the best game. In fact, I would bet some of the playthroughs that I played that you enjoyed more weren't necessarily the best games at all, but you probably liked the playthroughs for certain various reasons, right? So you guys will be nominating playthroughs for probably like 2-3 weeks, and then I'll take the most nominated playthroughs, I'll, tally them together and do a poll, and you guys will vote, and we'll probably get like the top 10 best playthroughs of the year based on your voting. And the cool thing is, I'll be able to give my take on why I feel you guys really liked those playthroughs. So 3 countdowns this year instead of just 2, and that's solely based on your feedback on the community tab. So yeah, I would say the community tab this year has been a huge success implementing that as a way to have that interaction with all of you. I think it's worked really, really well. I mean, hell, the entire events we did this year, right, that were based on using the community tab, the whole freaking show, DSP versus the internet, because we have that members tab. I mean, that I'm so happy. Really, it's super, super good. It's very exciting to have that. And by the way, another thing is, you remember, Twitter and X, as we know this year, it did not go very well for that site. It's so much crap on there because it got so political. I never used it really for politics, but a lot of people do. And because of that, it's just a hotbed of bullshit. So this year, I really, really scaled down on tweeting and shit. It's just business stuff there, right? That's it. So all I've done is I started, whenever I would normally post on Twitter X, I now post on the community tab of this page, and it's mirrored, and that way if you want to know everything about me, just be here. You don't have to be on Twitter or X anymore. Just stay here on the channel, stay subscribed, and you're going to be in the know on everything going on. Okay. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Someone just says, for a Roman Catholic, he sure does say hell a lot. Hell is not a swear word. Hell is a place. What? That was one of the dumbest statements I think I've ever heard on my stream. The commandment is don't use the Lord's name in vain. Anyway, let's continue. I got a very generous, very whopping $23 tip from Ponage 101. I'm here wishing you a happy Thanksgiving. I have to go back to work now. Oh, that sucks. You're working? That really blows. I might stop by again during a 30-minute break. Please do if you can, man. We'll be doing Modern Warfare. I'm sorry to hear you got to work today. That sucks ass. Listen, everyone. Anyone out there today who has to work, I feel ya. I'm very sorry you have to work. You should not have to. It doesn't matter how important it is that you're there today. It doesn't matter what job you're working. You shouldn't have to work today. I would at least say this. I really hope anyone who has to work today, because you got to think, who's working today? Probably some retail jobs, and that's just fucking bullshit. There's absolutely no reason that anyone should be working retail today. I'm of the opinion that if you forgot your Thanksgiving shit and you were, I got to go out and buy a can of cranberry sauce. No, you don't. Stay the fuck home. You're an idiot. So you just have no cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. You deal with it. Now, the grocery store has to be open on Thanksgiving Day for people who forgot the cranberry sauce. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Okay? So retail has no excuse to be open today. All right? I would argue the only businesses that should be open today are the medical professions, right? Doctors and people who are at hospitals to take care of people, law enforcement, firefighters, things like that, right? You know, the necessary things to keep everything going. Yeah, you need someone working at the electric company so everyone's electric's still on, right? You know what I mean? But it should be like just enough skeleton crew to keep stuff going. Stores should be closed today. There should not be, you know, Thanksgiving Day sales, Thanksgiving Day shopping. Now, there are some cultures that don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So, you know, if a lot of Asian cultures, you know, don't really care about it. So if they wanted to keep their restaurants open today and people decided we're not going to have a meal at home, we're going to go out, I guess that makes sense. If they've opted to stay open because they weren't going to celebrate the holiday anyway, that's a little different. But I don't see why in America so many businesses remain open on Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be a national holiday, and it's horseshit if you're forced to work today. So I feel for you. I at least hope you get paid time and a half or double. Seriously, because you deserve to have that extra bonus. If you're sacrificing your holiday and you have to work today, you absolutely should be rewarded for it. Oh, well, that's a given, Derek. Yes, this is the last chance for any of you who wanted to post advertisements for this adpocalypse. All right. It is your last chance to do so. So please post up your ads. If you want to post them up, it's exclamation point adpocalypse in the chat. Or if you're a member, go to the members tab of this channel and you'll see the thread to which by doing it, you know. By the way, guys, I'm not going to put on a vest today. I'm wearing a heavy pullover. I can't wear a vest on top of an already sweater thing. That'd be pretty stupid. So there's no vest today, all right? On days when I'm not wearing heavy pullovers, I'll put on a vest, but I'm not going to be... Unless you literally want me to take this off and put a vest only over a white undershirt, which also would be very stupid. I think I'm just going to keep this on. Thanks. Okay? But thank you guys for supporting the stream today. I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting this. In fact, so I said near the end of the show I would see how many viewers we would have. I said I'll probably have around 300. We have 549 viewers. Don't you have people have things to do today? What is going on? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy to be here. But I don't know why you are here. Okay, maybe many of you are like me. You're waiting for the food to be ready. Like, as I'm streaming, my wife will be making dinner. I even said to her, I said, can I help? And she's like, no. I said, what? She's like, listen, I've been doing this now for several years. I know what I'm doing. I don't want you messing with it. And I said, oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to go preheat the oven for you right now, honey. She's like, what? No. She's like, no, hands off. Get out of the kitchen. She wants to handle it. She knows what she's doing. She's the professional. I'm an idiot. I'll just destroy everything. We'll have flames coming out of one thing and, you know, water gushing out of the sink, food splattered everywhere. That would be me making Thanksgiving dinner. So, she's professional. She knows what she's doing. She wants me out, right? So, she'll be cooking, and I'll be gaming, and that's our arrangement. There you go. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Hardcore fan says, man, I have to spend Thanksgiving alone. I'm sick with COVID. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, at the very least, the next few hours of us chilling together will give you something to do. You'll be entertained, I hope. All right? Am I Tim the Toolman Taylor? No, I am not Tim the Toolman Taylor. I don't know why you said that. Why? Is that a running thing in Home Improvement? I don't remember. Oh, Jade said he was up $100, but then he lost it. Oh, no. Damn it. Well, at least you were up at some point. I'm sorry to hear that you lost it. That really stinks. He didn't keep the money. He won the money, but then he lost it. That sucks. Oh, Tim the Toolman Taylor always burns and blows things up. There you go. Well, I'm happy that I have not blown anything up. I'm staying away. I'm staying out of the kitchen until the food's done. All right. All right, guys. I think we're ready to adjourn the show. I want to say thank you for a special Thanksgiving-themed Level 1 podcast today. I hope you enjoy. And I guess we're going to jump into Modern Warfare 3, which, again, wasn't my original intention, but people overwhelmingly voted for it. So it looks like we're going to have a fun stream of Modern Warfare 3. just hanging out. And I'm going to start. Remember, I unlocked a bullpup rifle. I played 2 games with it, and I was getting crazy kill streaks. So we'll see how it goes today. I bet a lot of people will be playing today, too, because a lot of people are home, obviously, from school and work. They're not doing nothing. So we'll probably have way more players today. And see how it goes. Let's go. Let's get those kill streaks going. Well, I get my first chopper gunner today. Now, that would be cool if I could get chopper gunner. I don't know if I will. I haven't got one yet, but it would be sweet if I did, right? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving. This is the final time that you will see this. That's me in a pile of leaves. This is also the final time that you are going to see, not that, because that you'll see, because you got to see my ugly mug as Ken and Ryu, but the final time you will see this for the year. As of tomorrow, we head into Christmas mode. Christmas themed stuff coming tomorrow to the streams, including pictures, borders, and animations. And I hope that you guys are excited for Christmas like I am and to get into that holiday spirit. So I wish you all the best. I hope everyone out there has a very, very happy Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate it because you're not an American, I'm sorry. But I hope that you have a good Thursday. And remember, no late stream tonight. I'll be back tomorrow with a full marathon and then double streams starting on Saturday. But I'll be in a coma after eating all that food. There's no way I could stream tonight. I'll be asleep. And you don't want to stream with me sleeping. It's disgusting. Okay? Thank you all for watching. Thanks for a great fall. I'll see you all in the Christmas holiday season tomorrow. Peace out and enjoy your turkey day.